What's going on, people? I want to show the 30-gallon here. Just did a water change, trimmed the plants, wiped the front of the inside of the glass. I haven't done the outside. I just noticed I got worse and my water went down the front, so I do apologize about that. But it'd been a while since I trimmed this Rickia moss, and I had to be careful not to trim it back too far, because after a while the more inner part that's not getting the bright lights, it starts dying. So you know, you don't want to let it get too far before you trim it, because then it'll die out where your ties, whatever you've got it tied on with, and it'll let loose. So you know, keep that trimmed if you have it. I trimmed this Glosso down here again. It is starting to shoot runners off after trimming it. Let's see what else. Over here, I'm slowly removing the Dwarf sedge. Just not really happy with it, so I've been removing it a little at a time. Got another plan for some ground cover, so you know, get some of that ordered, get it in here. My the rubber band I originally had tying this moss on up here, this flame moss, it broke loose, and a lot of it here on the front was rooted. So the piece that was stuck to the old rubber band, I actually took around back to the back side and took another small rubber band and put it back there. So hopefully that'll root to that back side of the wood. But that stuff's pretty cool. The other thing I did is I switched out 2 of my bulbs, so hopefully it'll be a little bit brighter in here for the plants. I noticed the Rotella indica was, as it was growing up, it would start, you know, pulling towards the front of the tank where I've got the 10,000 bulb, and the let's see, the 2 front bulbs are a 10,000 and a 6500K. The 2 back bulbs are 6500K and a red spectrum, and over time it started pulling to the front. So I was guessing that those 2 back bulbs, which should have been the oldest 2, especially the red bulb, it was back when I was still using the wave points. I never changed it over to the Zoom Ed. When I went to buy those bulbs, I couldn't find any Zoom Eds, so I switched them out with some Coral Lives. So 2 new bulbs, a Coral Life red and a Coral Life 6500. But everything's kind of doing its little purling thing. I haven't turned back on the pump or the CO2 yet, but that's what's going on. Not much in here. I also changed out the CO2 indicator, so it hasn't had enough time to start really reading. But you know, everything's doing pretty good in here. Actually, scary as it is, I've actually been thinking about maybe finding a different piece of driftwood to put in here. You know, maybe more like a branch instead of more of a big chunk. Not really for sure. So, but that's what's going on with the 30. So, hope you guys like it. Leave a comment, subscribe if you like my channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.